Okay, so here we have Unit 1, Lesson 3. So this one asks you to draw a scaled copy of either figure A or B using a scale factor of 3. Now I'm going to do both of them because A is kind of a typical type of shape that we might see in geometry, but B is kind of a really obscure, a really different shape. But the one thing that is going to be a challenge on either one of these is going to be the lines that are not vertical or horizontal. Okay, so you have these lines that are kind of at an angle that's not 90 degrees, um, it's not, or 180 degrees. So let's start with A. But first off, if I'm going to use a scale factor of 3, that means I need this the copy to be 3 times larger. Each of the dimensions needs to be 3 times larger than the original. And I'm going to run out of room here. I can kind of tell already that I'm not going to have enough room to build it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so using your mouse or your zoom feature, you can click and drag. So this little tool here allows you to drag it around. But I'm just using my mouse to kind of zoom out. All right, so I'm going to try to make this 3 times larger. So I have a distance of 3 here on the bottom. So I'm going to use my segment tool. It's kind of easier to use. I'm going to start, say, this 1 point, and I know I'm going to need to go, instead of 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to need 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'll click, and point will stick. Now, this vertical side is 3, so I'm going to need a length of 3, or a length of 9 again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, since the top piece is 2, I'm going to multiply that by 3, so I get 6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the nice thing about it is this side just connects the 2 points. So all I have to do really is connect the 2 points. But there's still a couple things we can look at here. The distance from top to bottom here, if we kind of go straight down, right? If we measure this distance here, is 3. So that means that distance in my new shape should also be 9. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But guess what? I didn't really need to count it because that distance is going to be the exact same as this distance here. Okay, but what about this little line segment that goes from the corner to here? That has a length of 1. Well, then it's going to need to be a length of 3 on the larger copy. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Well, guess what? That's directly below that original. So there we go. So we have a scale copy, or we have a new copy, a scaled copy using a scale factor of 3. Okay, so let's try this next one. So this one's going to have a length of 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 9. So look, it's already the same height as this one, so I can just kind of copy that. Oop. So I know it's the same height. This one's a little tricky though, right? Because how do I build this? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure how far it is to go from the vertex straight down. I'm going to create a little triangle here. Okay, well that triangle has 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then it's over 2. So looks like I might have to get a little more room here. So if the distance from here to here is 4, I'm going to need that distance to be 12. And then if this distance is 2, I'm going to need that distance to be 6 because 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to count down 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 3 more, 10, 11, 12. But now I've got to move over, instead of 2 units, I'm going to move over 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. And then I'm going to come up 1, 2, 3, so that means I've got to go up 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we should be good there. And then since this length has a length of 2, I'm going to multiply that by 3, and I'm going to get 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, So scale factor of 3 means that our shape is going to be 3 times larger. Okay, now what happens when they bust out a fraction on us here and they say, okay, draw a scaled copy of either figure C or D using a scale factor of 1/2. Okay, now that just means we're cutting all the lengths in half. So for this one here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. Okay, that's going to be interesting. So 7, what's half of 7? Well, half of 7 is 3.5. So we might have to be a little creative here. So we're going to start our point. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 1/2. So we'll do the best we can to put it right in between the 3 and the 4. This has a distance of 2, so that's going to become a distance of 1. So it's going to look something like that. Then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is going to be a distance of 2. 1, 2. And then here we have a distance of 1, 2, 3, which is going to be in half. Half of 3 is going to be 1.5, so it's a full 1 and then a half. And then here we have a distance of 2. Cut that in half. That's a distance of 1. So that's going to take me to about here. Then I have a distance of 1, which is going to be just a half. So let's see if we can move this a little bit. I'm going to need to drag that a little bit here so it's more in the middle. I'm going to drag that one so it's more in the middle, so I'm off a little bit. So this is where you can see that having actually graph paper is really helpful, because when you're messing with the points that are kind of in between the grid lines, it's a lot more difficult to be accurate. But if you can stay within the grid lines, then it's much easier. So this is going to be off a little bit because it's just kind of difficult to keep it straight, but that's okay. So distance of 1, so that's going to be a distance of 1/2, so it's going to take me to about here. And then I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's going to be 2.5. So that's at the half, and then 1, 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect these. All right, now what I can do is I can kind of play with this a little bit and try to make it a little bit more accurate. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll zoom in a little bit. That'll make it a lot easier. There we go. That'll probably work. Now, we're going to do a similar idea for this next case, but I'll leave that one up to you.